So where did we stop, guys? Do you remember anything?
I think a Docker would install the boxes
Images,
for images.
image container.
Docker doesn't work with boxes, if you remember
Sorry,
I told you.
actually, I forgot that.
It
Okay.
is containers and
Okay. Where is the location that we have? Is that in documents?
the virtual machine.
Yeah.
I just opened. This is the folder.
All right. So we were working in CentOS 7, I believe, right? Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read about web server installation, configuration files, and log files as I've suggested before?
Yeah, we have seen installation of web servers, multiple yeah, you give 3 web servers. I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell me what is virtual hosting?
In
Web server.
virtual hosting.
What is the default port that the web server works on?
Port number. Port number is 80.
It's 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The port number is 80.
Okay. So virtual hosting is something where you can host multiple websites from the same server.
Okay.
If, for example, if you have to bring up one server for every website, then you'll spend all your money in buying servers only, right?
Yeah.
So with one server, you can actually host multiple websites. Okay, there are different ways of again hosting multiple websites, like based on IP address, based on port number, right? Based on name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so please read about it because I've told you we will be working majorly with web server in most of the tools as a demo, right? So please try to get that. All right. Okay. So is it still waiting to come up? I'm surprised why. Okay.
But it's running in 2TA, I think. It was same with last time also.
Okay. What was the IP address of that machine, if you remember?
192.168.1. 144, I guess.
Okay, let's go into that. Let's not guess.
Last one.
144, 192.168, 1.144. Save. I'm going to open that now. Perfect. So Docker is running. So you can do Docker images. So we have two images there. Okay, there are no images running, no containers running as of now. Right?
Yeah.
Let's do a history here. So we've seen how to run, right? How to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Locations of the containers.
Background.
Yeah, background.
Yeah.
So with Docker. All right. So let's use this Ubuntu image again. Okay. I'm going to write a small command. All right. That's Ubuntu/bin/bash -c. Okay. So what is this -c is doing is it's going to execute the script which I'm going to do in the Docker container on the background.
Okay.
Okay. While true. Okay, that is a syntax. While true is always true. Okay. Generally, when you ask Linux, is it true? It will always say true. That's what I mean to say. Okay. If you don't give any parameters, okay, it will always say true. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me explain you this command, what I have done. Docker is a utility, I told you. Run is a command. Okay. T is for terminal, I is for interactive, D as in daemon. Okay. Ubuntu is the name of the image that we are using. By using bin bash, we are triggering a container. In the container, I am executing this never-ending loop actually. Since it is true always, okay, go. Okay, since it is true, it is going to echo hello world, okay, for every 5 seconds. Okay, my syntax for sleep should be corrected. Okay, I'm hitting enter over here. Okay, so now when you do a Docker PS, okay, something is running over here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain you what this Docker PS is. PS stands for process. All right. If you want to see the running containers, okay, you can do this command. Okay. If you want to see the containers which were stopped previously, which means which are not currently running, you just do the same command with a -a flag, which means all. Okay. You hit enter. You see, we have run all of these things 2 days ago. Exited 5 minutes ago, if you see.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So now this container is running. Let me explain you the things. Container ID, I told you this is the hash value, if you remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Generally, Docker generates a long hash value. If you scroll up, the moment I triggered this command, okay, this Docker container, there is a very long hash value, right? This value is used by Docker to identify the specific container.
Yeah.
Okay. This is very unique. Okay. If you bring up 1,000 containers, okay, the 1,000 containers will have a unique ID. Just assume that it is like Aadhaar card in India or SSN number in US. It is unique and it will not be changed. Okay.
Okay.
So in order to a shortcut form of this container, this hash value is given in container ID. If you see the first 12 digits over here is the same as the first 12 digits over here. Okay, that is a container ID. And the next one is image. Okay, the image that we're using over here is Ubuntu. Okay, what is the command that we are executing over here? The command is this. It's just given a little over there because it cannot write all what we have written. Okay, when was this created? Okay, 9 seconds ago. Okay, like every time you run this command, it is going to update that information when it was created and things like that. Status is this is the details. Okay, it is up and running from last 7 seconds. The other status that you can see over here is exited. Okay, and you see 0 over there. That means that it has exited successfully and it doesn't have any errors. Okay, and you see ports over here. Right now there is nothing over here for ports. It should be something in this area. Okay, we did not do any port forwarding or anything like that, right? So that's the reason you have it blank over here. Going back again, you have something called as name over here. Okay, So there is an automatic name that is being generated, okay? Jovial under pair, okay? Over here under names you can see agitated Corey, evil Wilson, elated of something like that. Adjective, okay? This is dynamically generated, okay? You can actually modify it, obviously, because if you bring up a web server and the name has jovial pair, nobody will have a clue that it is a web server, right? So you can update that name on the command line, okay? Just so that you know what the moment you read the name, you know what it is running. It's simply like the same that we have under Vagrant. We're creating the folder with the name of the virtual machine that we want to run, right? CentOS or Ubuntu, VM1 Ubuntu, VM2 Ubuntu, something like that. You remember that, right? So similarly, we can change and modify that name, all right? The only thing that you cannot change or manage is this hash value, this one, which is derived from this long hash value. Okay, so now we have run a command where this particular container is running on the background. Okay. Okay, and actually the command is, it's a never-ending loop where it should say hello world for every 5 seconds. Sleep 5 will silent the shell for 5 seconds. Whatever it is doing, it will just sleep for 5 seconds, wake up and start doing what it is doing. Again for 5 seconds it will sleep, and sleep is simply what you understand by the layman word, right? So where is it writing that log? How can I see that log? How can I see that hello world? How can I see if it is doing it right or not? Okay, so there is a command that says docker logs, okay, and you take this container ID, okay, or this name, okay, anyone would work. Let's take the container ID and let's paste it over here, and when you hit enter, it's going to show you the logs. Okay, ever since we started it, for every 5 seconds it is shouting hello world, hello world. This is happening in the background. Okay, you can stop it as docker stop and the container ID. You hit enter, it's going to end. Okay, I'll go back to the previous command again. As I've mentioned that you can name the Docker container. Okay, this is how you name it. Okay, I just named it as my Mac 1. Okay? You hit enter. You will see that the hash value is different. Right?
Okay.
You do a docker ps. Okay? Now you see the 12 digit over here. Now you read the names as my Mac 1. Okay? You do docker stop my Mac 1. Okay, if you do docker ps, there is nothing running there. There's nothing running over there. I want to show you one simple thing again. If I want to start another container with the same name, it will simply scold me. Okay?
Okay.
You already rank 1 is already in use by one of the containers, right? So you do the docker run command when you're bringing up the machine for the first time.
Okay.
Okay? Once the machine is up, okay, you don't have to run all of this syntaxes and command again. Okay? You can just say docker start my Mac. It is going to execute, it is going to do the same hello world, everything that is defined to it previously. If you do a docker ps, you see the command, I did not give any command over there, right?
Yeah.
It is by default collecting whatever was given to it previously, that is what it is. It will do it. So if I do a docker logs my Mac 1, oops, sorry. It's again shouting hello world, right?
Yeah.
If I do docker ps, this is what I have. So now let's assume I want to, previously it said the name is already in use, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to remove these names, all right,
Okay.
okay, let's do docker ps-a and use the thing grep 2 days. Okay, this will give me all the containers that started 2 days ago and they're exited. If you want, I'll show it again. Okay, so these are all the containers that were running 2 days ago. So I don't want to save these details over here, let's assume. Okay, what I can do is there is a command that's called docker remove. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, over here what I am doing is, you see backticks over here. Okay, that is the sign just besides your number 1 key. It's a backtick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what I am doing is, this is 2 commands. This part is 1 command and this part is another command.
Yeah.
Okay, by using the backticks, what I am doing is, whatever output you see for the second command, okay, this output will be redirected as an input to this command.
Okay.
Okay, so let me hit enter. If you see, it is removing all the containers that are listed over here. Okay, so it has some errors. It's a simple thing, you don't need to worry about it. If you do a docker ps grep 2 days again, you don't see any containers that are longer than 2 days, which were started 2 days back. Oops, sorry. see your list has become very low over here. You don't see 2 days over here, you see 3 days over here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So that is how you perform those commands. Okay, just a quick recap today. What we have seen is how do we run the container on the background and how can we execute a command. Once the container is running on the background, how do you see the logs of that particular container? Okay, and next thing that we have seen is how to name the container. Okay, how to remove the containers. Okay, for example, rather than doing a command substitution, you can just do docker remove and you can just enter this name over there, sys. Okay, it is removed. If you have too many number of containers, you will read it as the first command that I've given you. Okay, if you just want to remove one container, you will do it. Okay, and the next thing that we have learned is once you do a docker run command, you don't have to do the same command to start the same container. Rather, you can just and give the name of the container. It will execute. It was called. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight we will get in touch again at 10 o'clock, 9:30, 9:30. Okay, according to my
Your
time.
9:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and we will take it forward.
Sure.
And from tomorrow we will not have evening class according to your time, only the morning class.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, guys.
India time. India time from 9:30, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Hello.
That is 11 for us.
Yeah, is that timing okay for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Fine. Sure. Thanks, guys. I think Vishnu has a quick question. Yeah, tell me, Vishnu.
I mean, I want to talk to you personally. Maybe if you
Okay.
have time, or yeah.
Yeah, I mean, give me a quick second. Because if these guys exit, they cannot record the session. They cannot get the recording out of it.
Got you.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm just thinking how to figure this out.
All right. Okay. No problem. That's fine. The question is like, I've practiced Oracle DB everything on the Linux machine, but with a different way on Oracle Enterprise Linux. So I feel there are some compatible command scripts on this, but unable to get to it. So I hope you said that you have already started the training sessions in 7 days. So do you mind if you're having any other classes running?
Yeah, you will be having a different session, Vishnu.
From the scratch, right?
Yeah, you will have from the scratch you will have a different class. And regarding the sessions, I talk about generally how it is done on CentOS and how it is done on Ubuntu. So whichever, I believe those are the most common Linux anybody uses. So it's going to help you, I believe.
Okay, no problem. So I'm gonna talk with the guys, and then they might give you an update today, if possible.
Sure, definitely.
All right, you have a good day, and take care.
Yeah, Thanks, guys. You all have a good night ahead. Bye now.
Okay, bye.
Hmm?